Good afternoon. First of all, have a look at these pictures. Did you have a good look? Did you have a good look at people who once used to live the same lives as us, put into tents made up of perishable items, spending their time in a place where they lack even the basic sanitary facilities, in a place where cold and sleepless nights are a common sight? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, these are pictures from a refugee camp. And to improve the lives of these refugees is why Soham, Manas, Shreyas, and I came together. But to improve their lives, we first had to identify the problems. So here they are. Problem number 1, lack of paperwork. When refugees leave the country, they have most of the paperwork on them. But it's just that during the hard and tedious journey that they have to go through in order to reach a safe destination, is that most of the paperwork is lost. Problem number 2, sustaining cost. The number 1 reason as to why countries are not willing to take in refugees is that because they are unsure whether they can sustain them. Problem number 3, separation from family members. The hard and tedious journey that I mentioned before leads to the separation of family members with very minimum chance of them being reunited. The last problem, security of the nation. How would you know that it is a refugee and not an intruder who's trying to gain access into the country with harmful intentions? We discussed a lot amongst ourselves, and finally, we managed to reach a solution. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Refugee Ps. It is a watch created with the purpose of improving the lives of refugees worldwide. It has a GPS which can connect up to 66 satellites at a time, so that you have their location with minimum errors. It also has a compass sensor, an accelerometer, and cloud storage. Now we have the project, but how do we plan on implementing it? For that, let's consider a country under a crisis. What the NGOs and the UN should do at this point of time is set up booths around the country, so that when the refugees are leaving the country, they can be provided with this watch, and all the paperwork that they have on them can be saved onto the cloud storage in the form of databases. We encrypt these databases so that only the governments can access them. So now they have the paperwork. In addition to that, the governments can also look into the path taken by the refugee with the help of the GPS in the watch, so that you are sure that it is a refugee and not an intruder who's trying to gain access into the country. We have made this watch durable for tough journeys, and it also has a battery life of up to 3 months. This single watch will cost only around 40 dirhams. A single one-time investment into improving the lives of refugees worldwide. The many examples of refugees who managed to cope up with the problems and rise up. Look at Tehbe Foods. It was formed by a group of Syrian refugee women who came together to earn a living. And the bookings now sold out in less than 3 days. Look at Mohammed Saleh. But then, while these few individuals have managed to cope up with the problems and rise as successful individuals, there are many who suffer from hunger, disease, and poverty. But it is time to change this. That is, it is time to change the future of these refugees. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.